Looking for something fun to do this Memorial Day weekend. Jazz Fest starts tonight downtown. It's going to go through the whole weekend, and it has become one of the largest jazz festivals in the entire country. One of the guys that is going to be headlining, joining us this morning, popular jazz musician, Elu. That's an interesting name. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for coming on, all the way down from New York City.
That's right.
And you really have an interesting background.
Yeah.
You really have, and you came to fame a couple years ago, and you are the jazz pianist to the stars. Tell me a little bit about your experience.
Yeah, well, I've been around the world. I've played for everyone's private parties, from Harvey Weinstein to Leonardo DiCaprio to the Obama White House evening poetry jam to Donna Karen's fashion shows, fashion nights out, TED Talks, just all over the place. The mind boggles. And so it's really an honor. I call what I do rock jazz. I take, you know, rock tunes and jazz tunes and mix them together and mix the techniques together and stuff like that. But it's been pretty popular amongst the glitterati. They like to hear their Rolling Stones or whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's something different. I like to say it's revolutionary. And your background is kind of different than a lot of jazz musicians.
Sure.
You grew up in Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I grew up in a challenging neighborhood, but it was weird because I also grew up inside of a home that was sort of an oasis inside of all that. And I'm the fourth generation of a classical musician. And so it was a strange thing to all the counterpoint and all the complexities of, you know, switching from that home to what I would see outside the home. But either way, I managed to get a full scholarship to Manhattan School of Music and toured the world, went to Marsalis, and then won the Monk competition, and then made my own style, and then suddenly, poof, here I am on shows and stuff like that.
Not to mention America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent. Yeah, I played at Sweet Home Alabama on that one.
Love it.
Had a lot of fun playing that stuff.
Leonard Skinner's from Jacksonville.
I didn't know that.
By you playing that riff, you made a lot of fans right there, because Leonard Skinner is from Jacksonville, the Van Zandt family. A lot of them still live here. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. So you do that, and obviously we couldn't bring in a full-size piano, which we wanted to, but you play the strings behind it too. And people are going to have to Google you or look on YouTube to see that.
Sure, there's a tune called Heartbeats. Actually, if you look at America's Got Talent, I actually do that at one point inside of Sweet Home Alabama, which everyone kind of gets a thrill out of. Basically, when I was touring the world with the jazz musicians, I noticed that a lot of times people like went to Marsalis would stick different things, objects inside of the horns, and they would get different kind of sounds, like wah, 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 like stuff like that, plungers and things. Every time I would stick my hand inside of the piano, though, I would get like this metallic sound that wasn't very jazzy, and I couldn't figure out what to do. It wasn't until I really started studying seriously rock that I found that, oh, all these sounds have an application in the rock world more so than the jazz world, and that's when I started to get different ideas of what to do. Of course, at this point, I would have demonstrated it, but I can't. But if you go online, you can see that I play Smells Like Teen Spirit in kind of a heavy metal way. I do all kinds of stuff. Actually, my TED Talk, before I became Elu, I was Eric Lewis, and it says Eric Lewis rocks alternative jazz or something like that. I forget.
I think I watched that last night.
Yes, I did a cover by Evanescence called Going Under, and and I started off with all kinds of creepy sounds and stuff like that inside of the piano, and so scratching the strings, beating them, stuff like that. And so I found a place inside of rock for all those things that I couldn't quite figure out how to do inside of strict jazz.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you dance to your own beat. You do your own thing.
Totally. And ultimately, that's the jazz tradition. You have to try to define your own style. I mean, maybe that's the artistic tradition. Perhaps that's the human tradition, where you get your own ideas and your own concepts, and you individuate yourself and go for it. You know?
That is really cool. You're a cool guy, especially with those mirror things.
Oh, right. I have lots of different armor that I wear. The technical term for these pieces are called vambraces.
It's a medieval term, right?
Exactly, yeah. In a suit of armor, each part of the suit has a different name. And so at one point when I was trying to figure out my brand, you know, I stopped sitting at the piano. I started standing and playing because I wanted to be more like a guitar player. They're having so much fun. And then I said, I'm still missing something. And so then I got into wearing armor, and then different designers would say, hey, can I make a pair of armor for you? And so this one young lady, Dara, she does a lot of costume designing for like Burning Man and those kind of things. So she came up with this idea, the disco ball, the disco armor.
I like it. Well, let's talk and let's start performing. So Elu is performing at Sea Chasers tonight. That's in Jacksonville Beach. Starts at 7 o'clock. You can hear him perform. You can also meet him. Sea Chaser's an awesome venue for that. Then tomorrow, go out to the Jazz Fest downtown. He will be performing at the Swingin' Stage at 7:30 p.m. And of course, Jazz Fest starts tonight, runs through Sunday in downtown Jacksonville. We've got a link on how to get your VIP tickets. Just go to the morning show page of news4jax.com. And now you are going to perform Jamaica Girl from your new album.
Yeah, this is Jamaica Girl from my new album, And to the Republic. Elu, And to the Republic. Please enjoy.